Good evening and welcome to Speak Up Club's Saturday night number 100, 23rd May 2020. An idea was born and here we are today, almost 2 years down the lane. And we have gone through a journey that I believe as much as you are surprised, I'm surprised too. Because when we began the journey, it wasn't envisioned that we'll be coming up until 100 Saturday nights. And yet we are here celebrating this wonderful journey and wonderful platform that each one of us together have built by coming in every Saturday night and adding value every Saturday night to you, to me, and to each member of this community. And I'm honored to be having this opportunity to be the host for such a wonderful set of people who have added so much value to me, and my deep gratitude for everyone that you keep coming in every Saturday night and adding value to everyone's life. I'll begin with this beautiful shairi that Rabia had mentioned a few sessions back, which said, "मैं अकेला ही चला था जानिब मंजिल, मगर लोग साथ आते गए और कारवां बनता गया." For all those people who don't know Hindi or Urdu, when we began the journey, we've had these challenges, these doubts, these questions of what are we doing, how long are we going to survive. But for me at least, what has happened is, as we have progressed in this journey from 1, 10, 25, 50, 75, and here we are at 100, I've come to realize that you're never alone. You are never alone. You'll always find people, you'll always find blessings in different forms, at different places, at different times. And all that we need to do is keep marching ahead. For the people who have joined us after the 75th session, can you raise your hand once, please? Okay, Jay is a part of that now. For the people who have joined us after the 50th session, can you raise your hand once? 50. For the people who have joined us after the 25th session, can you raise your hand? And who has been there since the day one, the Speak Up Club, Saturday night number 1, 23rd May 2020. Raise your hand, please. There we have Akanksha, Rabia, Vikash. Wonderful. This is how this journey has been built. You became a part of the journey at different time. And yet here we are today celebrating the 100th Saturday night all together. Some who have left us in the journey for different reasons. No hard feelings with anyone, but different priorities, different situations, and different demands of life. That the flexibility that COVID and 2020 gave us a blessing to all come together on this platform. And then there we have built it up, and over the years I can proudly say now, because it's almost 2 years since we began this journey, and Akanksha has moved from 13 to 15 in this journey. So that's how long the period has been for us, that we have seen hair turning gray, numbers of candles on the cake growing, and that's how long this journey has been. So for the first times, for the people who are joining us for the first time, Kiran Mai, are you joining us for the first time?
No, Rahul. This is third class.
Wonderful. That's the reason I say, please switch on your videos, please interact. That's where the fun of the session will be, because that's how I'll be able to remember you are you. Thank you. So today's session is, what we have thought of is, I have little to add because a large part of this journey has been, for me, a large part of what I have seen and witnessed and worked on. But the important thing is, this journey doesn't make any sense if it's only about me or what I have done. And so let's make today's session a reflection about what we have experienced in whatever sessions that you have learned or whatever you have attended over this past 99, 100 sessions that we have had until now. And let's talk about the sessions that have made an impact on us. So let me begin with the first question. In the chat box, I'm sharing a link over here. I'll request you all to open that link and type one word. Type one word for why do you come to the Speak Up Club. And I'll show the results to you, and then I don't know who's giving which word. I'll be seeing and picking up a word and asking anyone whoso has said that word to share their story behind it. Can you see the link? Are you able to open and type? Why do you come to the Speak Up Club?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone entered something? Yes. Okay, here we go. The answers are flowing in.
I done.
Okay, I'm waiting. So we have 20 people in the crowd today. So 19 excluding me. Experience, knowledge, learning. Interesting answers out there. Speaking, listening. I like the listening one. Now, who said listening? Can you raise your hand, please? Who wrote the answer listening? Rabia. Okay. So what have you listened in how many of our sessions that you have attended that has changed and made you come back again to the Saturday nights?
Good evening, one and all. Glad to be a part of the session as always, and today is a special day. I feel delighted. Every time it's all about learning the different perspectives and the way that means topics have been chosen and the way it is being discussed and shared by one and all. It is a kind of a takeaway. And that makes me that next week, what would be the topic and what is going to happen? It's something which is a thing of happening like. So I feel more excited. Look forward for the coming weeks. Every week, something to take away. Every week to listen to beautiful stories, beautiful events or beautiful incidents, what everyone narrates about. And it inspires me and make me feel that every week I just look up. Once we finish with the Saturday, from Sunday, I start counting when we are going to meet again. So that is how I got habituated. It has become like an obsession for me. Thank you.
Interesting. Thank you. Who's given the answer? Depth of your observation.
It's maybe Vikas here.
Go ahead, Vikash. I'm not sure whether you're referring to my observation or the observations from the people in the club. So
Yours.
make it about the club. So all I'm saying is in this session, please, I'm not looking for me. I'm looking for the club and what we have become as a part of this journey. So as much as possible, please make it about the club and how you're benefited, because it's not me. Like I've always mentioned, the club is each one of you and every perspective that everyone is adding. I know I speak a little too much, but it's about everyone. Vikas, go ahead.
Yeah, so definitely it is all about us. But however, the kind of knowledge and the kind of wisdom that you bring in, right? The kind of enthusiasm that you bring in, that is really wonderful, I would say, and which is actually the key factor for which actually I personally feel that we all are kind of getting dragged to join the session, irrespective of the law, like dragging other priorities. That is what I can say. So definitely the other participants also add their perspectives, and we are getting benefited. That is also there. I do not deny the importance of that, but however, definitely the major credit goes to you and to all.
Interesting. Thank you, Vikas. Someone answered to interact with different people. Who was that?
Rahul, this is Subbu here.
Yes, Subbu, go ahead.
This is a very good.
Because you have attended only a few sessions. What
Actually,
kind of
this
people
is my.
have you experienced at this platform?
Okay. In between, I got a break. Actually, this is my 15th session. So I had interacted with many people. Actually, I'm going to understand many things and many views from the different perspectives. So that is a very good opportunity to learning many things here. That's all, Rahul. Thank you.
Interesting. Thank you, Madhu, Subbu, for that. Talking about different people, I thought let me share over here the kind of people that we have had and the diversity that we have had on this platform. For the ones who are new, who have not experienced the kind of people, and for the ones who are new, even who have attended after the 75th Saturday night, because of the kind of people that we have come to witness on this platform is what I feel makes this platform very special for me. When you talk of the diversity in terms of age, you have seen Akanksha's younger sister, Ananya, an 8-year-old coming and talking to us. We have seen Akanksha, Shreya, Bhavagnya moving from the age of 13 to 15. And we have seen on the other side, or the other extreme, we have Uma Natraj ma'am, Pratna ma'am, Goel Saab, who are over 50, who have come and graced this platform. And that is something which I feel proud of uninhibited experience to interaction with someone who's in a different sphere of life. When it comes to diversity, that very fundamental, I still have vivid memory of this one interaction that Akanksha had with Hasanuddin sir. We were doing a role play where Akanksha had to play her father and Hasanuddin sir had to play her daughter. And the role swap which happened taught me one of the finest things, that a parenting lesson and a child who is growing up, a lesson to be learned for both of them equally. And that's something that has etched in my memory of the power listening and standing in someone else's shoes can teach you. Because that moment when I saw Hasanuddin sir, while he was about, his father was coming out while he was playing the role play of his daughter, he was able to think in what his daughter is going through. And while Akanksha was playing, she was able to think what her mother or father goes through or what they're thinking while they're responding to them as a child. So when it comes to diversity, not just limited to age, when I'm talking of the profession that we are right now in this screen, we see Sri Lakshmi, who's a corporate employee, Pratna ma'am, who's into education, Chetan is a teacher, Uma ma'am is a teacher, Rabia is a teacher, Bikash is into a different field altogether. We have students, Rashmi Mane, Dr. Rashmi Mane, who's a homeopath, Vijaya, who's into a field of her own, the creation of her own field, and different people that we see over here. The beauty is the solution and the thinking process which comes as a part ingrained in whatever you are in needs an alternative thinking. And that is something that I feel we get when, as an entrepreneur, if I'm thinking as what an employee is thinking, I'm able to serve my employees better. As a teacher, if I'm able to think and say something, as a student, I'll be getting a different perspective. I'll be able to think why a teacher is doing something. And as a teacher, I'll be able to see why a student is behaving in something. That is where I felt this platform has worked wonders. And what I've witnessed each individual playing in a different fashion for themselves is when they are moving out of their shoes. Moving out of their shoes and getting into the other person who's completely different dimensions. We have also had diversity of location. So we have had, as an example, I come from a rural background. I came across exposure to someone who's from the cities. I came across people who are from Kuwait. I came across from London, Bangladesh, Nepal, Pakistan. We always have this image, right? Okay, Pakistan hai to sab kaise to honge? Nahi. We are normal human beings just as much as we are, they are too. But the only thing is the base and the dimension that they come from gives us a different thought to think of. Rabia, after you, Shreya, go ahead.
Okay. Sir, I came out. I'll in 5 minutes. I'll reach home. So I'll.
No problem. No problem. Ask a school the tuition teacher also come.
Today we did some naughty things, so he gave us punishment to be till 9:50.
And you had to do it on the Speak Up Club's 100 Saturday night session only. All the best. We'll wait for you. No issues. Okay, let's move to the next point that I had to ask. Using the same link, again, just click on that link that you have seen. If you can see it, I'll just share it again. Which is the session that is your favorite session that you have experienced in the Speak Up Club? Abhi koi pura session bana do aap. Okay, we are 22 people other than me. I've got like 8 responses until now. I hope you're all able to see the link and open and just respond to that. Okay. Who said me and myself?
That's me.
Okay. So what made that session special, or what was your key takeaway from that session, Akanksha?
The thing is, I was the one who took the session, and that was a session which was like a turning point for me. Because you seen how nervous I was before the session. I was so uncertain if I should even take up the session. And it took me so much of courage to do that. And that was like a complete turning point for me. Later on, I started speaking out more because that confidence, because I messed up enough there. Now I can, even if I mess up a little here, it won't matter. So I gained that confidence from that session. And especially since it's a session about self-love, it made me feel good too, because that's a topic that's vital for all of us. Self-love is a must for all of us. And though I felt a little hypocritic doing that session with me not being that much into self-love either, I think I learned a lot from that session with adding my thoughts into it too, with my sharing my experiences and all, made me gain a lot of insights too while researching for the session and sharing my perspectives too.
Thank you, Akanksha. I was expecting the reason for that session to be something else. Although, good that because you delivered and that's your favorite session, I like that part of it. And who responded with growing young? Growing
Myself,
young.
Rahul.
Yes, go ahead, Sri Lakshmi.
Yeah, so I think that was the first session when I joined into this Speak Up Club. So I think with the examples and the videos which you showed, right? It really things like so generally when people actually when they are into 40s and 50s, they feel like it's only the responsibility once our children complete his education and when they can get into career that our lives will be done. So, but actually the videos and all, it shows even after the retirement, there is a life. They can learn, they can do whatever they want. So there are 2 videos I still remember. One of the ladies who started actually her teaching career after 60s. That is one thing, it literally inspired me. And the second person who actually till 1992, I don't remember, 90s also he showed his sportive stuff in the something in the games. So these are the things actually it really inspired me, and people who thinks there is no life after the retirement, so they can really I mean, it's a opener to them, eye opener to them actually.
Interesting. Thank you, Sri Lakshmi. That was indeed one session where I feel a lot of people who are over 30s got a different perspective, and more importantly, a lot of people who are in their below 20s also got a different jolt of what they're doing with their life, and how despite the age being by their side, they are still not that young as much as they thought. Pratna ma'am, your favorite session? You're on mute.
Rahul, almost all the sessions are very interesting. Especially, I'm so impressed with the topics what you select. So I just can't say this. This is one session. I just can't say it's one session, but I felt that finance one also very relevant and very practical one. And again, passion in profession, that was also very good. So I hardly attended few sessions here and there, but all the sessions are very interesting. Very interesting.
Thank you, Pratna ma'am. Who's there? Dr. Rashmi Mane. She's been one of the very early joiners and been consistent with the club. And I'm happy to see her join today, despite she losing someone close. Rashmi ma'am, you're on mute. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Your favorite session, ma'am?
Yes, actually, overall, here UK is the evening, and I'm struggling to join. And everybody say, "What? Kya leke baithi hai?" Na? So, but I'm just like to share since beginning till now, whose goal is noble, they achieve maximum. I learned from all these 100 session overall. So I like every session because the site, means you have that site to hold everyone, and subject you choose, that we are really learning from each and every session. There is something, noble is goal. What I'm trying to say, because you are not expecting anything, you're doing for everyone, and this is your goal, and so you achieve maximum, so you can see the response. So thank you, Rahul.
Interesting. Yet, if you have to choose one specific session where you can still think of today, that made an impact.
It's very difficult to say like this, but I remember that finance one, that because my eye opener, because I was completely in delusion, and you was telling the truth, So thank you. But I frankly saying, overall session was wonderful. You are conducted, whole session is.
Thank you, Ellen.
Mine actually, as all they said, actually I started after 70th section. Actually, after that, each and every session I will actually watch. Some worst case one I cannot watch due to that tower issues traveling. So after that, all next week I seen that one. After that, once I came back, like that, I had a lot of interesting section. Travel tax actually. That I used to travel a lot of struggling. Still, I am remembering. So that session is actually all they shared a lot of perspective. That is for me very favorite till time. Thank you.
Interesting. Chetan. Vijay, after this.
Why I joined the session? Because our life is stressful. So many people spend their weekends by some other activities like watching movies or some other activities which give them peace. But for me, attending your session gives peace. Yes. And also I learn many things. And the sessions, overall, all sessions are good. And that's why we all attend. But the session which I liked most was Career Connect session, relating how to build the career. In which I guess you said relating hard work, one step ahead, one more step, means, what do I say? Give your maximum. Means suppose you are about to break, but one step more, and you will reach your goal. And another session was this relating your talent. I enjoyed by singing your song. Yes.
That's been one of the beauty of this platform, is that we have not limited to Gyan only. We have had all this mix of sessions wherein we have consciously attempted, me, Uma ma'am, Akanksha, we have been under the back-end planning of it, of what kind of sessions do we have, so that it brings in a good flavor. Otherwise, if I do 4 inspiration series sessions in a sequence, I'm sure the 5th one, nobody will come. The mix of it is what brings the flavor. The fun nights, the open mics, which gives an opportunity for everyone to express their thoughts or their ideas on a specific theme. And most importantly, the recent addition has been about the collective wisdom. When I began with this idea of collective wisdom, I was very scared. Frankly, I was very scared because someone could come up on the stage and ask the question, I'm not happy with my wife, what to do? And I didn't know where the topic could go. And I didn't know whether I could share that recording or not. And yet, we had the courage to build a concept like this, where rather than me thinking of something and bringing it to the platform, we had someone on a specific theme, someone asking a question or a challenge they are facing. And that's where I said this diversity which is there comes as handy, because we have different people in different dimensions of life with their experiences. And if someone is facing a problem somewhere, it need not be a case that that hasn't been solved or experienced by someone. And I was proud to see when Madhu asked a few questions in the first collective wisdom session, I saw how different perspectives evolved based on different people's different situations and experiences. I'm not sure he got the answer of what to do, but I feel each one of us was left thinking about what is possible. If it is possible for someone else, if someone can find a solution to something, it can happen for me too. And I think that was the entire drive behind the collective wisdom sessions. I think we have had 3 until now, wherein each session had its own flavor, but I had my jitters because I didn't know who's going to say what, how they're going to say, and where is the end point of this discussion going to happen. So in that sense, it was a great innovative experience for me, but I'm still not comfortable or sure how we can be in charge of driving or kind of navigating through that session without having a lot of people having their own differences or challenges in what they're thinking. Wonderful. Thank you. Vijaya.
हेलो एवरीवन तो मेरे फेवरेट तो सारे थे बट द वन व्हिच आई मिस ना सो इन दैट केस आई फील दैट यस व्हाई आई मिस दिस सेशन द फर्स्ट थिंग whenever I miss any of the Saturday I miss 2-3 sessions after I joined, but in that case now every time I am thinking the one thing first, why I miss the sessions. So the sessions which I attended now, so every time I am feeling that yes, I am learning something. First thing is the learning, and I am applying it in my real life also. So that is the case. Whether it is my daughter or whether it's my customers or everything. So it's not regarding just 1 hour to spend. It's like a changing of life. So I'm not having any single session to tell, but I love all the sessions. And the second thing is that the whatever we are discussing, it is going in our subconscious mind. So consciously, if we are not doing that, subconsciously we are getting that change in ourselves. I am feeling like that. Subconsciously, I am getting changes in my behavior. Either it may be emotional or mental or any physical work which we are doing. So there's something that to be change in mentality, change in perspective, and it's a fun, like fun. Yes, 1 hour we are going, we are learning, plus fun. So that is the thing.
Thank you, Vijaya. That reminded me of this story. शादी के पहले घर वालों ने बोला था एक लड़की को देखना, मैंने देखी नहीं, and then I met Pragya, we got married. And उसके बाद वो लड़की के बारे में पता चला. क्या पता चला वो नहीं बोलूंगा. जैसे विजय ने बोला जो सेशन छोड़ दिया उसके बारे में बहुत कुछ सोचते हैं कि उसमें कुछ तो हुआ होगा, क्या हुआ होगा पता नहीं. So what we have attended is we are not confident about that. But what we are confident is what I missed is something for sure that has happened. Thank you, Vijay, for that. Pragya, don't react. That was just a story. Today, luckily, we have Pragya also, so my jokes will be limited to a certain area. I can't joke the same way I used to in the past sessions because Pragya was not there. And yes, let's move to the next idea that I wanted to discuss. Now, like Vijay has mentioned about learning and the impact that it has had on you. You can always sink in why you come here, your favorite session, and the question that I want to ask each one of you all is, what is that one change which has happened in your life as a result of the exposure or the experience or listening to someone, not just me, to anyone in the Speak Up Club? Because the point is, I've already mentioned this in the previous sessions. It can be great entertainment. It can be great fun. If the purpose for you for coming is that, accomplished, no challenges there. But if the purpose is learning, the point is, if the learning doesn't translate to the change in your life, you're wasting the 1 hour. Madhu.
Good evening, everyone. So, yeah, if I close my eyes and why I go to Speak Up Club every Saturday, if I ask,
first thing it will come in my mind is lot of different perspectives, and especially the stories. Whenever you choose any one topic and people talk about the topic, and they're sharing their own experience, like the old their story or what they faced. For example, how the Lakshmi Narayana faced the challenges, about that marriage time and the COVID and all those things. I remember that. And when Vijay ma'am talk about her challenges and business changes and all those things, and how she came up, and each and every person, even Uma ma'am, and personally, like she's an inspiration to everyone in the group, and especially Akanksha. We feel like if we are at that age like that, maybe now maybe in a different stage. So I feel like from each and every one we learn a lot, and that's really as you mentioned, definitely it's a takeaway. And whenever any situation comes, but one thing I noticed this also, it is an instant reaction. No, nothing will come, but coolly, whenever I'm thinking, okay, I mean, okay, in this situation, what happened? Okay, we'll also try this. That means definitely from everyone's story, definitely somewhere, maybe it's a different for us, but definitely those are really helpful, especially for me. That I really learned from you. Thank you.
Interesting. Thank you for that. Sri Krishna.
Yeah, so for me, actually, the thing is, मैं सच बोल रहा हूँ, session का नाम भूल गया, the biggest thing. So it was like people were appreciation. What I learned from that session is appreciating the ordinary. Clap. It was मैं जो मेरा जो याद है, so Akanksha was sharing a story of a person who helped her uplift, and also uplift, अभी याद आया. So वो session that, so in that I felt one thing. So about having gratitude and always expressing the gratitude. So that is something which I learned. And freedom uncensored. So freedom uncensored, why I like this, because session mein the thing is, whenever we take a decision, we own the decision. So whatever the repercussions are, so we are bound to face it. So that is something I learned from that session.
Thank you, Sri Krishna. Yes, who's coming up next?
Yes, sir.
Yes, go ahead, Shreya. You're back.
Yes, good evening.
After the punishment, look at the face. After the punishment, how is it? Go ahead, Shreya.
Yes, sir. By attending these sessions, I got to think a bit better perspectives, and I got to know that people also think in this way, and not only me, others also think in the same way in some situations. I got to know about the different perspectives, and I'm a person who thinks a lot for small thing also. So it helped me change my thinking process in a positive way. I used to think always negative, and I was a negative person almost every time, and I used to fight with people, but it helped me change in a different way, and overthinking process also has gone down a bit now, so I'm happy. My favorite sessions were impromptu sessions because I overcome speaking. It helped me speak to different people. I'm scared always, so it helped me overcome that. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Shreya. I think she sums it up when she said that I'm different and I found different people here. It's like I'm weird enough and I found more weird people over here with whom I could gel and have good time. So that is the beauty of this platform, where everyone could be themselves and just enjoy the company that we are having in the good times, in the weirdness of whosoever we are, we could be. Dinesha, over to you.
Sir, I come to this forum to make my downtime to uptime. The first thing. Second thing, normally when it comes to Saturday, we think like work is over. Saturday, Sunday, let me enjoy, sit next to TV. Instead of that, I want to like, what is the learning for the day? The Saturday is the one which will some part of different perspective which will give. My favorite session is like appreciate ordinary things. I want to share one my personal experience where I experienced after attending this session. I used to travel Karnataka and Tamil Nadu, 2 states. Once I stayed in one of the district where I took a lodging. When I was checking out, I saw the reception who is the lady. God grace, she got a very good beauty. I want to appreciate. At the second thing, the way she wear the sari, it was like up to date. We call it as Bharatiya Nari. It was the way she was looking. After everything collecting bill, it was like thinking I have to appreciate that lady reception. Then if I suddenly, because I'm just last night only I stayed there, I'm checking out. Suddenly if I go and appreciate that, what she may think, what response I would get. But confidently I called that lady, sister, I want to talk to you. She said, what sir? I said, madam, sister, you got a very blessed with beauty. At the same time, the way you wear a saree, I really get a sister concern of feeling. It is matching with your overall. I want to like even see Hindus will say namaskara. It is the way you are looking. You have a very good taste of wearing a saree. That was it has came to my mind. I am appreciating you. Keep up this. That's what I appreciated. He said, thank you, sir. Not only this one, the one experience in so many situations I've taken this appreciation technique. And at the same time, life is a debit card, not a credit card. Whatever we give it, like we are adding to our account, and whenever we want, we can withdraw. That was a very good code I have learned from this forum. I started implementing. That is, I started depositing. I am getting the return also. I want to be continue in like till the last. How many even 100 that are now we are in 100. I want to be continue till 1000 plus sessions. I want to be keep learning. I am very happy with association with this forum.
Thank you, Ganesha. The last time I tried to appreciate, I just missed the word sister, and my wife was standing behind me, so I can't share much details about that. But yes, I did appreciate, and then my wife appreciated me. Akanksha, over to you.
So I wanted to share about how much I've changed. Sometimes I go back to the previous sessions and look at what I've spoken, and I'm like, that's me. I was so very different. And now, like previously, I had a very, negative demeanor, or, not so humble, a little yelling kind. And now I see myself and I'm like, okay, I'm a little smiley, all good, with some amount of positive vibes at least. And I think that change was possible because of Speak Up Club. And sometimes I see myself with the way, the confidence with which I've spoken before. I don't think I, had it that much now, because now I'm completely different. I told you how that session was my turning point, and I did not used to speak that much. It used to be like, if you call my name, I'll come and speak. If not, I'll just sit there listening. And I've also had this, because everyone was so older than me, I used to feel, should I really do that? Should I really speak? What would they think? The point of view where you start thinking about everyone, what everyone thinks. And I think I've lost that with more and more sessions. I think after 99 sessions, if it stays, it's just ridiculous. So there is so much I've changed in the way I speak, in the way I behave, and my thought processes too, because so many perspectives are shared here and they are not always what you think. Sometimes they totally are exactly what you think. So you find similarities with people, and there are also differences, like quite polar opposites to your thoughts. And I think those perspectives are where you learn more from, because when they're similar, you'll find comfort in being similar, but when they're different, you get a chance to learn something different. So I think with so much of diversity here, with people from different locations, different age groups, because there were people of every age group I've seen here, from young, middle age, and older people. I've seen everyone here. So I think it's such a wonderful learning experience and a great platform with everyone coming in, and the commitment few people here, Uma ma'am, Rabia ma'am, Madhu sir, Shri Krishna sir, Chetan sir, and Lakshmi sir, and everyone here. There is so much to learn from every single one here, because you know the personalities now. If I say Uma ma'am, you know she's a teacher. If I say Rabia ma'am, you know she's a teacher. And if I say Sri Krishna sir, you know he's from the stock market type. You know people, how people are. You learned so much from people. So now you know if you want to appreciate someone or need someone's help, you know where to turn to. So this platform has opened such a wide range of experiences and learnings to me. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Akanksha. I think you spilled the beans for a lot of sessions out there. When you said, pointing to the names that you said, and you said they stand for this, or I can get back to them. The question I want to ask each one of you all whose name was taken for an example, is that your DNA? Is that what you want to stand for? Is that what you will be remembered for? It's a good place to think, and that's one of the sessions that we had. Uma ma'am,
You should have said Baskar Rulayega kya.
That's Pragya for you. She'll come back on the screen in some time. She's making the kids sleep. And before Uma, share your perspective, but before that, I want each one of you to reflect on this one simple thing that Akanksha mentioned about a perspective that you had in the past, where when someone said something which is similar to you or what you think, you find comfort in that. But in reality, when the perspective is the other side of the picture, the other side of the coin, the other polar opposite of it, one of the fundamental reasons why Speak Up Club operates is for you to find and listen to the other side of the story. How many of you all have experienced this instance where you have changed in the way you think, based on certain learning that you have had on this platform? Uma ma'am, anything that you'd like to share?
Yeah, it has been a great experience for me. Like, it's almost like a family, no? Every week, learnings are stories, and you're not judged by anyone. That is why people come back, and it has given me a great platform to showcase my talents also. I have been learning and also sharing. Almost, I think, 5 to 6 sessions I have had the opportunity to coordinate with Akanksha, with Rabia, and with you also. And even 1 or 2 sessions I did on my own. So that gave me the confidence, and it's a great platform to people also to showcase their talents. We have had fun nights, talent shows, and we have shared a lot of perspectives on different ideas. And every session that I did, I realized how much work goes behind it. Just for completing one session, that whole week I had to work. And what about you? The passion which you have to have completed this 100th week is really laudable, and we feel great and to be an integral part of this, and all of us feel really nice today that it is our 100th week.
Thank you, ma'am. Yes, Ahmadi Unisa, you can speak. Hi, good to see you, Bhavagnya. Bhavagnya, am I getting your name right first thing? Not yet?
In the 100th session, yes.
In the 100th session, yes. I like that. Ahmadi Unisa, go ahead.
Yes, sir. Good evening, all. Firstly, I would like to share my first session. I remembered when I first joined this session. So Uma ma'am was hosting this session, and Rahul sir was not there. So I heard Uma ma'am telling like that Rahul sir is not here. So if he is there, so we could make fun a lot. So at the same time, I thought indeed Rahul sir would be a very good person. So I want to see him. When I see Rahul sir, so I found him the same as Uma ma'am is telling, like he is very kind-hearted person. But at the same time, when I came first in this session, I'm scaring to talk in front of all. But Alhamdulillah, now I become a friend, and my fear has gone, and I'm able to talk with friendly like. So this session is very helpful to learn English and get experience, and this session is very, very helpful for me. So I would like to be thankful Rahul sir and Uma ma'am, Radia ma'am, and all. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you, Amadi. I think the way you have spoken today, and I still have the recording of the first session that you spoke. I feel proud of the way you have taken up the opportunities and grown and learned for yourself in this journey. Proud to see that change, and happy to be making that difference. And just like I'm sure when you said when Uma ma'am was hosting the session, I was not there, you would have wondered if Uma ma'am is hosting and she's saying Rahul, he must be some 80-85-year-old man, and I'll have to meet and talk to him something. And then you would have been surprised, okay, ye Rahul hai. Shit, gone. Let's move to the next person, Bhavagnya.
Am I audible, sir?
Yes, you are audible.
So actually, I came to know about this platform through Akanksha, and if it weren't for her, I wouldn't be here speaking. And this membership has lasted for 1 year, and it will last for days and years to come. And also the predominant thing that I've noticed, that I notice every time when I keep joining or when I keep listening to the recorded sessions, some of them, what I notice is that I have much more to learn. I'm too naive. I don't know anything. And I'm not joking. And attending these sessions, to be honest, it actually helped me to overcome my glossophobia, and also it made me to think differently and also build bonds that will last for a lifetime. And the sessions like LOL, Wisdom Shots, Me and Myself, Offbeat Career, Divine Spirit, Lessons for Life, they've actually left an indelible impression within me. So yes, thank you for all the memories.
Thank you, Bhavagnya. And just as much as you say you feel naive, I feel the same. I feel the same because I think that's the beauty of exposing yourself to the world out there. From what I've seen and where the idea behind this entire platform began was, I know only little. And the more I got to know from people, listening to their stories, listening to their wisdom, listening to their understanding and perspectives about life, I got to know that I even know even lesser. And that's, I think, something which I learned, that you'll never know. Once you are coming to that state where you know it all, that's the perfect recipe for a disaster in life. Even at the age of, I still remember my grandfather at the age of over 75, or Pragya's nani at the age of over 80. When they used to read something with curiosity or listen to someone's story, listen to someone's perspective, debate with them, talk to them, I realized that I'm still a lot naive. Just as much as you are thinking, Bhavagnya, I'm naive too. And that's the reason I attend these sessions. Thank you for being a part of this journey. I know the challenges that you're facing, and despite which you are trying to join in and are still joining whenever it's possible. Anyone else would like to share anything before we move towards the close of the session today? I know some of you all have not spoken at all. So take this platform now, wherein you can express your learnings, the changes, your favorite sessions, or whatever you want to. The stage is all yours. Subbu.
It's a kind of like, whenever I'm learning something new, I'm going to get sound sleep. So every Saturday night, at least I'm learning one word. It's helping to, it's helping me to improving my career enhancements or anything. It's helping us a lot. Thank you, Rahul and team.
Interesting. Thank you. Thank you, Subbu. Pragya, would you like to share? Yes, Pratna ma'am, go ahead.
So Rahul, the important thing is like all the topics are very interesting, but I'm really fascinated with your element of spirit. With that zeal you take up every session, same spirit, same zeal and same motivation. I am really surprised to see that, because it's been many weeks, right? One after other, but your spirit element remains same. So that is a great learning for me, because I'm a person like after a few days I have that enthu for doing some new things, and after a few days again my mind would crave for some novelty and something different. But okay, you are taking different topics, but regular time coming and taking the sessions with the same spirit, putting in efforts. I really appreciate. I'm really impressed with that, and I'm trying to follow that in my life as well. Okay, even if you are doing every day with the same spirit, it's a great thing.
Thank you, Pratna ma'am. I think after having experimented a lot with your own life and what all you have accomplished in your life, you saying that, I would take that as a compliment. Thank you. Pragya, over to you.
Rahul, mine is fixed. I come and take over the stage. So you wrap up, then I will speak.
As always, she'll come at the end after whatever I have said. She'll come and that's it. राहुल ने 1 घंटा कुछ भी बोल लिया, कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता है. प्रज्ञा की 2 लाइन की शायरी लेके सब चले जाते हैं. Yes, Akanksha, go ahead.
So I just wanted to appreciate Pragya ma'am, how she, because I remember Pragya ma'am sessions too, the communication mastery series. I was there even back then. I was there when Pragya ma'am took entire sessions too. So I remember how it was like with her. Ma'am comes up all smiling and joyful, and she just, gives us such a positive vibes to the whole session. And I can't tell you how much I adore how both of y'all manage things together. If you're busy, Pragya ma'am manages the kids. If Pragya ma'am is busy, Rahul sir manages the kids. So both of y'all work on this, a kind of balance that all relationships should actually strive for, with work-life balance and everything. Both of y'all manage it so well. So kudos to both of y'all for that balance which y'all have created between y'all. Just complete respect to both of y'all.
Thank you, Akanksha. I'm going to mute you now. Pragya, go ahead. Rabia, go ahead.
Yeah.
You're breaking up.
She is not breaking up. Her voice is breaking up.
Am I okay?
She is fine.
Am I audible?
Rabia. Go ahead, Rabia.
Am I audible now? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. So apart from all other, like everything as I have talked about and as everyone has talked about, the sessions, what we learned, everything from A to Z, I can say, that would be the best thing. And off late, you have even made us to feel like celebrities, you can say, the way we had to record our recording. So then I realized even this is also a kind of a skill which we need to polish ourselves on. And that has given a great joy. And we were in a dilemma whether it is done correctly or not. But somehow it came out to be nice, and it seems to be that's why it was picked up by you. And that was a very nice showcase as has been done with. So I really feel proud to be a part of the living life as always. And apart from learning as such, even I can see the confidence in Akanksha as such. As an example, the great example we can say about when she used to be a quiet listener, looks to be like an introvert, but the way now she has turned out to be so confident. Not only that, she even has taken up the session with Uma ma'am and all. So that gives us a kind of inspiration. Its age is not a matter, but we learn from people around us, and younger ones teaches us more than the he has turned out to be a living life's role model. Means apart from you and Pragya, I'm not saying no comparison, but in our team as such, she is the one, Uma ma'am is another one, and everyone have something, or the Prarthana ma'am with their wisdom as they will share. That is a kind of a thing which we learn every week. Thank you.
Thank you, Rabia. Yep. Sure. Okay. So let me, with regard to the stories, and I think I have 99 sessions to talk about stories and the learnings that I've had. But I thought, let me share with you all today quickly a few things that I've learned through this process of reaching the 100 Saturday night. First and foremost, you have to change the way you look at your work. Stop looking at things that you're doing as a task to be completed or a job to be done. I think for me, what has worked out wonders is the passion that I have and knowing my why. Knowing my why has become the biggest driver for us to reach until here. Because there have been, I've always been vocal about this thing. There have been instances through this journey at 60th session, 76th session, 80th session, I've told, I'm tired. I don't know what's coming up next. I think we'll give it a break. We'll stop it. I'm done. I'm not enough, or I'm not adding value. But I believe by Saturday night, I'm back on that stage, knowing that I have to add value and preparing for that. I think that why has to be clear for each one of you all, for you to do wonders in whatever you're doing. The second thing is ripple effect, or this often called as the snowball effect. I've heard right now from a few people, Dinesha said the debit card thing, or Akansha said something, or Uma ma'am said something, which picked up a few words or phrases from something somewhere which was said in either of these 99 sessions which have happened up until now. And that tells me the power that we have as individuals. And I'm not telling inspiring as me as an individual. You would have seen how you have inspired someone in this audience. And that is the power that you have as an individual. And we always think that, okay, who am I? That small thing, that I am nothing, I don't do anything, I don't add value anywhere. But little do we realize that there is a ripple effect created with every action of yours, and every time that you do something, you say something, it leaves a mark. So be sure, what mark are you leaving? Like Shreya was saying, she was a lot negative, or Akanksha was telling she was a lot fussy. Look at the change and be sure of what you're doing. I think that will give you a good answer to the impact that you can leave in the world in whatever you do. Need not be social service or anywhere. I'm just saying, even in whatever minutest of things that you do, make sure you put your soul into it. And I think it should create the ripple. May not be today. 1 year later, someone will say, you did this at that point in time, you said this at that point in time, and I still remember it. Today, you might have heard someone saying, she said this on that day. And you would be wondering, did I say this? We do, but we do not know the impact or the ripple that we create. Great. The third thing which I learned is about the tough times which create challenges for us. But I think that is where we upscale ourselves. We learn and grow in that journey. Most of you all who have been a part of this journey for a longer period of time, the ones who were there before the 50th session, saw how different challenging times came for us, me, Pragya, or the club in per se. When we saw COVID in our family, when we lost our grandparents in the journey, when we had challenges and doubts, should we or should we not? We have had session where there were 3 people who attended the session. And we have had session where there were 75 people who attended the session. There were doubts, there were the self-creeping questions which always came in. And I believe that is where your life is tested, and that's where you need to grow in this journey. You will have these doubts. There will be no claps around you when you are going through this process. But if you believe there is something in it, that there is a purpose behind it, and you are adding value, I believe we would have not come to 100 without that thought that we are creating one thing, one Saturday night at a time. And that's how we reached where we are today. And that's been a learning for me. And finally, the most important thing that I've seen in this club and from what I've experienced elsewhere as a result of this club, there's no greater joy than uplifting people. The more you spread smiles, the more you lift someone up, I think that's where you grow and you lift yourself up in the process. That's the biggest learning that I've had as a part of this club, where I've seen people uplifting each other, not just during this 1 hour that you're witnessing right now, but also in the bonds and the connections that we have built beyond the club. So we have had interactions. So if you see me for 1 hour at this Saturday night, I'm actually interacting with individuals at different scales for over 6 to 8 hours every week with different people. Be it Akanksha, Uma Natraj, Rabia, Kirti, different people who have been a part of this journey at in different ways. The bonds that we have built and the way we uplift each other is what makes the entire life worth fighting for and living for. Having said that, I give it back to Pragya to wipe off all the things that I've done right now.
No, so many times in the part of this journey, I was not on the screen. Many of you might not have even seen me, but there were always discussions and all these things going on behind the scenes with Rahul after the kids are asleep. Next session, what is to be done, what is to be planned. there was a point of time when we were in a dilemma whether to go ahead or stop. It was somewhere around 70-second session, as far as I remember. So today what I am going to speak. You all know that I always speak in a form of poetry because that is something where I can vent my heart out and speak what I feel. But today I am going to take you through a journey which we have felt at different points, the different expressions, the different feelings that we have had at different points of these 100 sessions. And it goes, I don't know if you all understand Hindi because most of my poetry is in Hindi. I hope you will understand that, or I'll try to translate it if possible. आज कुछ दिनों का किस्सा खोलूं, कहा गया वो हिस्सा बोलूं, सोचते सोचते दिन गुजर गए, करना क्या है रुक के बोलूं, डर लगता है साथ मिला है, कब खो जाए पता नहीं है, चलते चलते हम गिर जाएं, उसका भी तो डर यही है, क्या बोलेंगे क्या सोचेंगे, क्या ये लोग सब साथ चलेंगे, हर दिन इस डर से निकलता हूं, हर दिन इस डर से निकलता हूं, हाँ मैं भी थकता हूं, हाँ मैं भी थकता हूं, यार मेरे जब मैं थक जाऊं, हाथ मेरा तुम थामे रखना, जितना साथ मैं चला हूं, तुम भी दामन थामे रखना, जिस दिन कभी मैं थक जाऊं, तुम मेरी सीढ़ी बन जाना, मैं तो तुम्हारे साथ चलूंगा, मैं तो तुम्हारे साथ चलूंगा, तुम भी तो साथी बन जाना, डर तुम्हारे मुझसे बांटे, किस्से कई हमने हैं छांटे, हर दिन हर पल सोचता रहता, क्या था मैंने जो ये पाया है, क्या किया था जो ये पाया है, जिस दिन तुमको ना देखूं मैं, एक डर एक सहमत आ जाती है, क्या तुम मुझसे ऊब गए हो, ये भी दिल में आहट आती है, अगले दिन जब तुम मिलते हो, खुशियों से दामन भरते हो, अपने किस्से मुझसे बांटते हो, मेरे दिल की तुम सुनते हो, उस दिन मुझको सच लगता है, यार मैं नहीं थक सकता, यार नहीं थक सकता हूं मैं, मेरे साथ कारवां चलता है, मेरे साथ कारवां चलता है.
Thank you, Pragya. I think
Wonderful.
That puts the soul of how we have been moving along in this journey of Speak Up Club and how we have still persisted and stayed along. And I think a large part of the credit also goes to Pragya for sticking along and pushing me in times when I could not. And that's what the poetry was all about, I believe. So here, I think we come to an end for the session. But before we close the session, I would here like to express deepest gratitude to some of the people who have been for a long time in this journey with us. As much as you are there, equally, no denying that fact, or you are no lesser in your contribution to it. But specifically speaking, the few people who have become close to our hearts in this journey. Specifically, Uma Nataraj ma'am, I think she's been since the journey for a long time that we have been together. I've always looked up to her, and she's been the backbone for me in different ways. When it comes to I being tired for taking up a session, she's there standing up and taking a fun night or a session or any theme or anything that she can take care while I'm away or I'm not in the energy to deliver the session. So gratitude for that. So thank you for Grabia for always showing that appreciation and having those positive words wherein we feel that, okay, there's someone who's looking up to us, someone who waits for us every Saturday night and finds the joy to express that. We have had the younger ones that we see over here, Shreya, Bhavagnya, and most importantly, Akanksha for the role that she has played. When I said that there was one session where there were 3 people, Akanksha was one of them yet. And that talks about how she has become a kind of an inspiration for us to look up to a Saturday night and whatever comes, rise and deliver on that day. alongside this journey, we have had all the people that I'm seeing over here. Ellen, the humor that you add over the recent past, Madhu's interest and curiosity while he has come in, Subbu for the consistency that he had, and looking forward to seeing him again. Dr. Rashmi, all the way from London, the way she shows her enthusiasm and comes and be's a part of this session. Like when she mentioned that, it touched my heart when she said that other people say, what are you doing on a Saturday evening? Because it's London and it's evening. What are you, where are you wasting your time? And still she comes. Sri Krishna for the excitement and the joy that he brings in on the platform every time he comes. Vijaya for the entire peppiness. I'm not sure what has happened to her today, but the entire peppiness and the voice that she brings in, I believe every time she speaks, everyone is listening. कुछ तो बोलने वाली है, क्या बोलेगी पता नहीं, कुछ तो बोलने वाली है. And the energy that she brings in, Pratna ma'am for the experience, and yet despite the position that she is in, with the experience that she has, with the responsibilities that she has, and yet she makes a time for us here. And Sri Lakshmi, I was touched with the story that you shared about how her challenges in the past and where she has grown and become. I think it was shared in the in one of the recent sessions about the story, the untold stories. Chetan for the bond that we have had even a little before the 50th session, where we had a personal connect with the coaching assignment that I had with Chetan. Muskan, she's a only high profile event attendee. I'm not sure where she is. She came for the 50th session, she came for the 70th session, and now she's here for the 100th session. I don't know what she does in between, but she's here on the special occasions. Jay, thank you for joining us. Amalunisa for showing that you can learn anything, and every time you are taking stage, you have an opportunity to learn. Shaheen Khan, always the silent one, who's just there to listen to what is happening. I'm not sure, I've not had a chance to talk to her, but she's there. She's among those people who will always be there in a session, but silently witnessing what all is happening. Bikash for the connect that we had, again, grateful for Bikash taking up that one session, which was specifically when I was not in the condition to do a session. And he came up with a wonderful idea. And I think everyone loved the detailing and the spirit with which he took up that session. I'm not sure who's by the name iPhone, but whosoever it is, I'm happy that rich people are also coming to the club. And Ellen for the wonderful enthusiasm that he brings in to the club with the humor and the simplicity that I admire for him. Having said, there are a lot of people that we have left in this journey who have not joined today and yet are grateful about being as a part of our journey. And there I remembered the session or the small video that was made by Akanksha or Shreya, I don't remember, which had the beautiful song which sticks even with me today. Memories. And the lines of that goes like this: toast to the ones who are here today, toast to the ones who we lost on the way, because the drinks bring back all the memories, and the memories bring back you. Because that's the beauty of, however, in whatever role, whether someone is a part of your life today or not, I feel they have still spiced up your life at some point in time and added joy to your life in whatever form. Whatever be the way of the reason for the absence, I feel they are a part of you as much as everyone who has ever embraced and been on this platform has been a part of me, has been someone who has taught me something, has made me who I am. And like I've always told, every time I stand on that stage or take stage anywhere and speak anywhere, look carefully. You could find yourself in what I'm saying. With that, let me come to the end of this session the usual way. Like I always say it, Saturday nights have never been this beautiful for the last 100 Saturday nights now. It's been an honor to be sharing our perspectives, listening to your perspectives, and gaining new perspectives. Thank you for the love that you keep coming back every Saturday night and adding life to our life and to every member of the Speak Up Club family. Looking forward to the next 100, 200, 500, and 1,000 sessions to keep coming on. See you, stick around, and how we will create, because as much as I am, you are the Speak Up Club. Thank you. See you next Saturday, 9 p.m. again.